As pioneers, we had a unique experience.
When the school opened, there were 9 pupils at the school. There were 5 in first year and 4 in second year.
In my year at school in Year 7, I think I counted 13.
Our class arrived in 1960 with 35 in it, which more than doubled the school population. The original building was it.
It was rural zone at the time in the 50s. We were ringed by trees here. Pleased that there were still some remaining.
Vividly remember the uniform.
We had a sports uniform which was a deep red, with BC on it.
Winter uniform, I loved it, absolutely loved it. Felt really special in winter. And if you were caught on the train or the bus without your gloves on, not a good thing to do.
And what were the nuns like?
How long have you got? Mother Lawrence was the superior. She was very Irish. She couldn't understand Australian climate. You girls, you just don't understand climate. It's always the same.
There were nuns on duty in the yard, and we'd go to share and ask would they like something for their morning tea. But they were never allowed to eat in front of us. And I thought that was the strangest thing. Like, I thought, they must just go home and raid the fridge. They must be starving.
The nuns were gentle, pleasant, kind. There were differences between them. I found Adrian quite motherly. She was a lovely woman.
Mother Adrian, who was a very dignified person, she glowed with the love of this English poetry, and I caught it. It was caught, not taught. I remember being introduced as a 12-year-old to The Merchant of Venice. This really touched me, and I then pursued Shakespeare and plays, and I have followed the Bell Shakespeare Company, so that little trigger has really stayed with me.
The friendships were great. They're terrific, and they still last to this day, 60 years later.
It was very friendly. I liked the company of being at school. We had a semi-formal that was a dance that the nuns organised. If you didn't have a partner, you had to put your hand up in class and say you didn't have a partner, and the nuns would arrange for a boy for you, and this was seen as the most humiliating circumstance. But for the last year we had a dance, and we had a band that did sort of Beatles numbers, and we had that in the school hall here, and we wore long dresses.
I remember that there was never a day I didn't want to come to school.
Back in those days, girls weren't achieving anywhere near what they achieve today. And I think there was a challenge there for girls to, go for it. And I think the college encouraged that, definitely, even back then.
I know that because we had women teaching us, women in charge, we felt women can do anything. Although in 59, maybe not quite everything. But we went forward with confidence. That was a gift from the school.
The values that I felt I learnt from being here at the college were have faith in yourself, have faith in other people, be honest, and don't be afraid.
The spirit has stayed the same. There is a real openness and welcoming within the school body, the students and the teachers.
They obviously like the traditions and the history. They have been extremely respectful to our generation and allowed us to partake in commemorating it.
There's been an emphasis on enjoying school. At the Founders' Day, the girls put on their own show and it's judged and they have reps, and they're having a hilarious time, which takes me back to the joy that I experienced in my small group.